Everybody. I have to admit, that's like the most awkward part about having a pre and a sequel. No, preschool, sequel. I want to welcome everyone who's here today. I especially want to welcome those who are live streaming with us today. And I'd like to take a moment, if you will, to join me in recognizing Hawaii. Okay. So just if it is comfortable for you to put your hand on your heart and just breathe in and out, nice and deep, the ocean breath. And as that breath is released, all the love and harmony surrounds the people of Maui and the surrounding islands. The collective consciousness is bringing good and love and support, and we're part of that consciousness. So we just open to that and we release it in love. Just turning it over now as we kind of enter into this time together for our opening music with our guest musician, Cheryl Hodge.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, we're ready for our lyrics. Oh, there they are. We're going to start out with one of my favorite gospel songs. This is Even Now. Even now I am able, even now I am free singing, even now I can feel the Spirit washing over me, even now I can find the love in everyone I see, even now I am free, even now I am healthy, even now I am whole, even now I can feel the Spirit deep down in my soul, even now I can choose a path of peace and harmony, even now I am free, even now I am free. All right.
Invite our children up for our program today. For any folks who have littles today, that's 3 months to 4 years. Unfortunately, we had a family emergency, and oh, she's here. Okay, so that is also available, daycare for the little ones. And we have a couple of other little ones coming up, and then we'll just transition into our welcoming song, our congregational song. Okay,
We're going to do Hooray for the World first, and then My Soul. We're going to do My Soul. Okay. And also, before we do My Soul is Welcome here, if you can just take a moment to greet your neighbors. All right. All right, everybody, let's all get together now. We're going to sing My Soul is Welcome Here. We're going to sing it nice and loud for all the people out there and for each other. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 Yeah! Woo! All right.
And do our outdoor program. Please come on up. Anybody else? Nope? Okay, great. Let's go ahead and sing our children out today.
Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open sea, mountains and valleys and animals too. The sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother and Nature and the human race. We got Mother Nature and the human race.
Hello, hello, welcome. Reminder to turn on your cell phones. I'm Heidi, practitioner of the day, along with Rana and Kalish did the meditation. So let me open with a blessing and prayer for us today. Know with me that we are connected. We are connected to everybody in here, all the seekers of truth. And we are connected to that great spirit that is everywhere present, that expresses through us as wisdom, as beauty, as joy. The whole universe has got our back. And our full potential is just waiting for us to express fully and completely. So I allow myself to know the truth of who I am. I am and you are divine, with that radiant essence of spirit in us always. I am so grateful for this truth, and so it is.
embrace the questioning mind. Here are the answers I'm here to find. I welcome possibilities of the who, what, whens, and wheres I see. What do I want? What is my passion? What are my core beliefs? What do you want? What is your passion? How might our paths agree? You embrace the questioning mind. Here are the answers you're here to find. You welcome possibilities of the who, what, whens, and wheres you see. What do you want? What is your passion? What are your core beliefs? What do you want? What is your passion? How might our paths agree? What do we want? What is our passion? Can we find equality? Can we be stable in an unstable world? What should our new prayers be? We embrace the questioning mind. Here are the answers we're here to find. We welcome possibilities. The who, what, whens, the who, of the who, what, whens, and wheres we see. Thanks so much. Oh, do we keep going? I have another song. That's funny. How long was I the leader of the music here? It's great to be back. I'm always so happy to come back. Thank you so much. My heart is always here. I travel around a bit. The last song I wrote during the quarantine, and I wrote quite a few songs during the quarantine. So in many ways, it was an opening up thing, not a closing the house thing. It was an opening up thing. Was it for a lot of you? You were able to get into yourselves and reach in, and then you were able to reach out spiritually to people by connecting online, which is the miracle of modern day. But the next song goes with the theme of today, and this is a song that I wrote also during that time period. This is called I Am Open to the Universe, which goes with today's theme. All right. All right, here we go. I am open to the universe. 1, 2, 3. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe and all its gifts. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe. I feel the lift. Walk in silence. Our heads held down. With healing rays of sunshine are all around. Confronted by our maybes, we miss the truth. The healing power is inside. Just set it loose. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe and all its gifts. I am open to the universe. I'm not closed by the universe. I am open to the universe. I feel the lift. We'll walk together, not question why. We're part of a process, just like the tide. Regardless of stormy weather, we'll find our way. Walk in the knowing, embrace today. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe and all its gifts. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe. I feel the lift. How about that Robin up? Yes. She always knows. Because she's engaging. It's supposed to be the piano cut out. That's all right. Let's do it. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe and all its gifts. I am open to the universe. I'm engaging with the universe. I am open to the universe. I feel the lift. All right. It's meant to be. It happened at the right time.
Let's hear it for Cheryl and the beautiful prayer. Oh, boy. I'll tell you, the spiritual walk, which I know y'all are on, is always filled with shift happens, right? I mean, it's like today I had this very idea of perfection, leaving my home. Luckily, I did come with shoes and not slippers like the last time I was here. Okay, so progression, right? We're in progression. And then we had a few little things here and there that allowed us to just open to what is, right? Isn't that the blessing, the grace that comes from, in ancient living tradition from on high, right? That place that somehow surrenders in a moment of gratitude for just what is. And I've had those moments, and I know that you have too, in your own life. And much of it is, I think, what our series title for this month is about tapping the lodestone of belonging. Like, I know when I've had the greatest adverse effects of either, we call it the conditioned world, but we're human, right? So the conditioned world can feel very personal when things go awry. And to be in belonging means that we can coalesce with each other and we can come into consciousness of oneness together. And so my topic today is called Love, the Lodestone of Life. This topic comes as an extension of Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit. And he is probably one of the first. Now it seems to be kind of a going thing with synthesizing different traditions, but he was really one of the first in the 19th century, he started writing in the late 18th century, and then the 19th century he started to really synthesize all of the different paths, the golden paths that we are aligning with as we practice whatever our personal spiritual attraction is. For me, I grew up Catholic, so I have a very devotional aspect of love of spirit, where I really commune with spirit and even go as far as to call it God at times. I know that's like out of vogue, but it works for me. And then there's the Sufi aspect that came from my father that was an impulse of spirit in everything, which aligns with our philosophy of spirit is all, we are one with it, and we claim that oneness in qualities of spirit that allow us to embody more of the nature of that thing itself. And then there was the science of mind, and this new thought idea that really kind of flipped the coin for me in really recognizing that it didn't have to be all or nothing. And most importantly, it didn't have to be this whole idea of God's thrown out into the galaxies or was only concerned with us at our beginnings of its creation. We're a creation story, constantly evolving and growing and becoming and expressing and expanding. And that is the living part of wisdom teachings that I really want us to touch on today. So when I think of the lodestone, the love the lodestone of life, I'm reminded of Dr. Andrea's minister's message. We alternate doing that, and this month was her minister's message that was published for all of us. And she kind of, in Andrea's very unique way, was able to plug in this lodestone. Like, what is it? And it had an element of a compass. It had an element of a journey. It had an element of really a gravitational pull, something pulling us towards it rather than us trying to grapple with it and trying to make it happen. And so this idea of love the lodestone of life follows that premise that love is what's calling us. Love is what embodies us. Love is the compass that guides us. And that in belonging, we're able to share that and expand it. And I think nowhere else has this been embodied as it was this week. And we brought up Hawaii. Aloha by its very nature is love, right? And how I listen to news, not a lot, but I check in periodically for prayer, because I believe that the consciousness that we carry can have a massive effect on global consciousness. And what I heard from folks was really so moving because it reminded me of the idea of what do you need? And of course, there was the supply chain side. You know, folks need their basic needs met. But there was like, remember us in love. Remember us in consciousness. And so this week, and I'd like to, welcome you all for this week, is just to keep bringing that focus back to the environment, because boy, that was such a reflection of the existential threat that is now upon us that can be addressed, can be not only addressed, but can be altered. First in consciousness, because that change within has to start with us, and then in action. And so, as you know, I always have a hanging statement. So my hanging statement for us today, I'd like us to kind of think about is what you do in life is less important than how you do it. Okay? So what we do in life, and boy, I've had the identity crises, many of them. Some we don't even need to talk about today. But the thing that I do remember is that moment, and Cheryl, thank you so much for your song around that consciousness that came upon us all in that seemingly darkest hour of the epidemic, right? And yet, that's when all my Jones of New York suits, all of my shoes, those beautiful shoes, all the business attire that I had donated and put aside for the love that was calling me forward. And so that was a pivotal part, and I can't help to think you each had a pivotal part too. Something that just said, hey, wait a second, there's more to this identity. Sure, we have roles and responsibilities, and we have things that we dedicate our lives to that are an action item. And so love in itself is not only a doing, but it's also a how do we do it? How do we bring love into manifestation? And I think we all, this is a quote from Ann Rivers Siddons, and she says, I think we all get too caught up in doing instead of just being something. Just being, the qualities of God expressed throughout the different living wisdom teachings is this, that there's, love and unity and harmony and peace and joy. And there's wisdom, and that we all are a part of it. There isn't a hierarchy anymore. And that's probably going to be the biggest collapse in our consciousness, is really realizing that there is a field of infinite possibility that we all are in and sharing. And that my gifts and your gifts and the gifts of the guy and gal behind you and in front of you and beside you to the left and to the right are a communal gift. And right now, the communal gift is to return our planet to what it's always been, heaven on earth. And it's a huge task. But with our dedication to consciousness, right? It all starts with consciousness. With our dedication to consciousness, we're able to really fall into that and allow it to be who we are. So I'm going to share a little story with you. There was, ever had a dark night of the soul? Anyone in here? I don't need a show of hands because I can only imagine the stories behind that. And I'd love to have a conversation around that because, whew, right? And have you ever noticed those are the biggest moments of revelation, inspiration, and aha, like, whew. And it's because we surrender that whole identity to our roles and who we are and our parents and being this and being that. And we just open to something. And in this story, the woman was talking about this as addressed as the void, right? So we all get to call it anything we want. And so this is what she says: what is my purpose in life? I asked the void. If I told you that you fulfilled it when you took an extra hour to talk to that kid about his life, said the voice. Or when you paid it forward in the drive-through line at coffee for the couple in the car behind you. Or when you saved that dog in traffic. Sorry, I saved my dog in traffic. Or when you helped your mom after a terrible fall to get settled back into her home. The void said, oh, my sweet, sweet darling. Your problem is that you equate your purpose with goal-based achievements. The universe isn't interested in your achievements, just in your heart. When you choose to act out of kindness, compassion, and love, you're already aligned with your purpose. Dear one, no need to look any further. You have found your purpose. And I like this so much because it reminds me of the simple ways that we kind of take for granted, that we touch people and we inspire, and we're able to be a conduit for healing and health and wholeness, and seeing somebody's innocence when the world is trying to bring us into always combating, always a fight for right or wrong, always the idea of black and white. This is a movement in consciousness because the world will change according to our looking, our eyes, our perception. And so in closing, there's these 3 points that I want to kind of just briefly brushstroke with. And they're these. You know, we all have a shadow part. Love is this really big obligation for a lot of times. And maybe love is a real disappointment too at other times. Or maybe love is like the illusion or the eluding experience of one's life, right? So when we look at that, we can look at what is the texture of our consciousness in regards to love. You know, how does it feel? What's its appearance? What's its consistency? Does it have an old story, an old tape? And this is what, you know, our teaching is all about. The old stories and old tapes we replay over and over again in a repetitive cycle, which I think they say doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results is insanity. This is what we're asked to kind of embark on the spiritual journey, is moving away from the shadow of these self-doubt, these confusing states that are really kind of knocking at our door saying, there's more. The next thing that I think is important is the gift, and this is our creative contribution, and it does fall into belonging, right? I mean, I think about how insecure I used to be, and I built a whole fortress around me to show that I could make it all look damn good. And in the end, what was inside that fortress was a very frightened, fearful person who couldn't understand that vulnerability was actually the path to release. And so I became less about those things and more about the inner life, the wisdom teachings and living them within myself. And that ended up creating a clearing so that my gifts today are about community, are about belonging, are about connection and growth and progression and evolution, because we are on this magical mystery ride that is so amazing when we stop for a moment to think about how miraculous it is. I was thinking today, how does this beautiful planet feed 6 billion human beings? Wow. And the gratitude for that, it overwhelmed my heart. It's miraculous that we breathe, that we actually have a gravitational pull that holds us to this very earth, which reminds me that we're here on purpose, by design, to be something more than we ever thought we could be, just by the virtue of finding our shadows, smiling them forward. They're part of us, and transmuting them, transforming them into the alchemy of gold itself. Richard Rudd, I've mentioned him before. I'm very interested in his work right now. And he describes it like this: genius describes you living at your zenith. It is you living your life without holding anything back. Owning all of it. Every piece and parcel. Every intolerance that you have experienced or you have felt. Every judgment that has come your way or you given to others. Every experience, transcending that. And transcending it, because behind it is fear, the fear that holds us back from expressing and moving forward into greater and greater heights in our own awareness of why and what we are here to do. To be a genius is to have the courage to live life with an open heart, an open and deep heart. And so as I kind of close this off, I want to mention this whole act of the miraculous. You know, the Course in Miracles talks about the greatest miracle is the act of simply gaining full awareness, a full awareness of God's presence, Spirit's presence, the presence. That's something in our lives. And then suddenly we start that reflection thing that I was talking about. The more I accepted myself, the more I was accepting. Maybe that's the truth for you too. The less judgmental, you know, like, gosh, did it break the planet for me to, you know, forget what I said 5 minutes ago? You know, I don't do that, just in case you're wondering. But my example there is just to say that it's these simple things that we just pound and pound ourselves with, right? And the truth is that it's all okay. It's all okay. So I guess where I'd like us to end today is around this idea. I'm a contemplative mystic. That's how I refer to myself. Being a contemplative mystic, I process meditation, and meditation, we know, it's like the leaf that's in the babbling brook, and the leaf is just slowly going. Those are our thoughts. The leaf represents our thoughts, and we follow the leaf. No, we follow the stream and we let the leaf go, right? So those are our thoughts coming in and out. 25,000 of them per day estimated. Okay, we don't really know, but about 25,000 thoughts a day run through la cabeza, this thing. So that's the meditative aspect. So I plug that in, and then there's also what we call the concentration aspect, and yoga, but the yogis were teachers of this concentration. And then it said that the Western philosophy couldn't really handle that. So we went into, let's do these body movements also to concentrate, and it works. You know, you can't concentrate when you're in downward dog. There's not much else thinking except, man, are my muscles gonna hold up for this? Okay. Contemplation is the meeting of both. Right? It's this bringing together. It's the actual living experience as we're moving through the day to stop and pause and breathe. Stop, pause, and breathe. And it could be that, you know, a little bit of anxiety. It could be that, you know, thing you have to present at your job. Could be your kid who's having problems at school. Pause. Yeah. So I'm going to invite you this week to pause and to pause and think about the essence of love, of not being the doing and doer, the being and beer, and the attraction of looking within and finding the nugget of healing and love and freedom that belongs to us all. I'm going to just close us now in a quote by Ernest Holmes and a prayer, and we will go off and enjoy our day. So if you'd like, close your eyes. If that doesn't work, keep them open. You can keep your eyes on me. So this comes from Ernest Holmes' writings from the Science of Mind text. Love overcomes both hate and fear. However, love does not overcome hate and fear through controversy, argument, or force, but by a subtle power of transformation, transmutation, and sublimation. It is invisible in its essence, but apparent through its act. As light overcomes the darkness, as the presence of heat causes the coolness of a room to change until it is warm and comfortable, so the radiant action of love and peace dissipates fear, hate, and confusion. Now just remaining there and just together embracing this idea of the oneness of all of life, the collective consciousness that sees and knows all of the beauty that surrounds us. That one intelligence, life intelligence, love intelligence that moves the stars and the moons and the planets, the cosmos, all of it exists within, even beyond that. Its circumference is infinity and beyond. We live in it, we breathe in it, and we express in it. It is the lodestone of love calling us forward in recognition of our absolute magnificence. And so I am in this space of knowing this. And if this is a space that you are feeling a sense of knowing too, embrace this prayer as your own. There is a movement happening on this planet right here and right now. It is a wave, a tsunami of good. It has at its essence love as its fuel. That essence fuels my movement, my desires, my ability to show up and to suit up for this great adventure before us. I know that we are guided by that very lodestone of love towards greater heights and greater wonders. And it's this knowing that I anchor myself so deeply in this gratitude, grateful for it all, grateful for the alchemy of transformation that's happening in each one of us right here and right now. I release it, let it be, and if you'd like to join me in saying, so it is. Thank you. I'd like to have the ushers go ahead and make their way up as we get our music going here.
Well, we don't have the mic, but there's the mic too. I was going to say the piano's working.
Yay!
All right.
I think I'm on. Yeah. We want to thank everyone for their loving attention to this community and its growth and your loving givingness in all ways, shapes, and sizes. Thank you so much.
The light keeps going in and out. invite the light. Sing it with me. I invite the light. And again, here we go. I invite the light. Put down my worries, embrace this prayer. I invite the light. That's good. In a world gone crazy, I see a path tonight. A path of promise, filled with delight. There's no worries, just joy and peace. The peace I find in this release. When I sing it, sing it. I invite the light. I invite the light. I invite the light. Put down my worries, embrace this prayer. 'Cause I invite the light. Put down my worries. Put down my worries, embrace this prayer. I invite the light.
Okay, you guys all know what's next? Announcements. This looks like a ton of fun. An evening of sound healing with Niobe Weaver this Thursday, August 24th at 7 p.m. I don't know what the end time is, but I'm imagining 90 minutes maybe. And there's a $25 love offering to support her in her beautiful healing art. Next slide, please. All right. The book study here with Francine Kitchen is she's one of our licensed practitioners. Continues in Tuesday, August 15th from 6 to 7:30 in the classroom. Come join her, or you can call her, and she can give you some updates on what's happening. We have 2 more of those. So this Tuesday evening and next Tuesday evening, I'll be doing an animal blessing and also a blessing for those who have lost their animals, to come and honor those beautiful fur babies of all different sizes and variations that have been in our life. So please do join us. Men's group, that gathers today in the classroom, and it is hybrid, which means both Zoom, so if you're on Zoom, please join us, and also in person, and again, that's in the classroom right behind us. And that goes from 12 noon to 1 p.m., I believe. Okay, so, and that's about it. Let's join Cheryl, and let's thank Cheryl before we join her in this final song. We
So much. This is it, Power of Love. We're here already. Everybody knows this one, right? I love this one. We need that right now, don't we? Let's get the energy going in the universe. Just that everybody's probably got that going right now at this time. Somewhere around there. 1, 2, 3. I can feel the power of love inside me. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. Now my eyes are open to the truth I now embrace, and my heart is open, my spirit and my grace. We are the power of love. We're gonna go around again. Everybody, I can feel the power of love inside. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. My eyes are open to the truth I now embrace, and my heart Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody.